going on? This is Coach Nickens. We're here at Harley in Photography for the annual Black History Month project. And today we're here with MC Rozay of Rose Petals Pathway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pleasure to be here with you, my guy.
Thank you for having me,
thanks for pulling up. Sure. We're gonna just jump right into it. So, what's your nationality?
I am Haitian, not just by descent. I was born in Haiti, immigrated here.
Yep.
Even when I was like 4 or 5 years old, so like I'm really Haitian, speak fluent, frequently, all that.
I hear that. And so since I tell folks all the time, like when it's one thing to be from somewhere, but to be born there adds a different layer to it because you know what I'm saying. And so being from there, like what are some of your favorite things about like the culture, you'd say?
You know what, I mean, the obvious one's the food, for sure. Like everybody, recognizes our food and they love it when they, come to our restaurant or to our home, even though they know they're competing for second place. All y'all Jamaicans, Trinis, I don't want to hear it. But low key the pride, man. I like Haitian pride. I grew up in a household where, my mom worked 2-3 jobs. Yeah. And she instilled that pride in me. I'm an only child, and I saw that with my other Haitian friends where no matter what type of job they were working, no matter the circumstances, they were really proud to be Haitian and where they're from and, kind of work for the things they get. So,
exactly, like earning, just putting yourself in a position to just, grind it out. And like, when you look at your possessions, it's not really just about the possessions. It's like, I had to earn this, as opposed to it wasn't just given to me. We typically, so I've interviewed a few different folks from Haiti along the years, and like that's the first time someone's told me like about pride, and that's a great answer because like it gets overlooked sometimes. It really does get overlooked because obviously we can say like, well, we're proud of like what happened in 1804, but like that pride about like in a positive aspect, because people say pride hurts more than helps, but sometimes it's necessary, especially coming from like another country, and then you just got that drive to make sure your family's straight, to make sure you're straight, and just instilling that progress in your kids, just like your mom did with you.
For sure. I'm glad you mentioned 1804 because I know growing up, for me, that history was taught to me at like a young age. Where mom was like, nah, you different. Like we the first people to liberate out here, and she used to say like, yo, like white people respect us. Like that's what it's gonna be. Whereas like my peers, they had pride being from the neighborhood or the block or their possessions, like you mentioned. But just being like where we're from, she was just like, this is a little piece of history. Nobody can take that from
It's a different layer, man. It's a different layer, and it goes back hundreds upon hundreds of years. But it's like every January 1st, we definitely gotta with the soup work, man.
With the soup work, that's another one. That was gonna be another answer that I like about the culture is that soup jumu is kind of renowned now. Amongst everybody who's not Haitian, is like, yo, can I get some of the soup?
Most definitely.
And it only comes around like that time of year. Like,
I know.
You really can cook it any time.
I know,
but it seems like
that time. And it's like some folks, they'll try to marinate the culture, because I go on Twitter, like I was on Twitter a few weeks ago, and like we're in like second week of February now. So somebody was still eating soup like third week of January. I'm like, you missing the point. You missing the point. You missing the point. You know what I'm saying?
People and they'll guide
you. So MC Rozay, tell me more about Rose Petals Pathway, and let's go into that business and what service you provide.
For sure. Primarily, it's hosting. I host wedding receptions, baby showers, galas, bar mitzvahs for my Jewish friends, and really just trying to get the crowd engaged and really an ordered program. If you think of your corporate events, whether it's a university or some sort of, sports organization, I'm down for that as well. I do that. And another passion of mine that, Rose Petals Pathway incorporates is styling. I like to dress up, whether it's casual. These days, folks see more of the formal wear.
Yeah. Especially with hosting, so
exactly. So it kind of like
it's a good tie-in.
It's
a good tie-in. Yeah, I like that.
I've done some styling for some grooms who are getting married and they need some advice on how to put together outfits for their groomsmen, groom themselves. Even some wives, they've reached out to me like, hey, I'm going on a date night. I'm trying to get my husband to dress up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Like, can I get your expertise? And, I work with certain vendors, or just kind of my own thing with it. So
I like that because I done been to some weddings. I ain't gonna hold you. I done been to some weddings, man.
Yo, I
look better than the groom,
man.
And then not even that. Man. Sometimes the host come through, he steals the whole show, and it's like, I think anybody getting married, right? Take this from me, and I'm sure you could co-sign it as somebody who does this professionally.
Yeah.
Don't try to cut corners on your outfit. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to do that. Get you somebody who can get you right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're able to just kind of like provide both aspects of it, not just the ambiance, but also kind of like the styling. Like that's dope.
And I like to guide people, like it's gotta be fitted, it's gotta be comfortable, and it has to coordinate. Because I've seen some grooms or some people at events where everything's right, the color scheme, they're comfortable, but it's not fitted. Everything. Or it's fitted, the color's nice, but you see like they're not really comfortable walking around with it. So that's important.
And you go deep, so I'm sure you can go deeper into it as far as like the fitted, because like I know it's with styling, because I also own a lot of suits, and the thing about the fitted part of it is like you want to talk to somebody who has expertise in styling, because they can tell you what fabrics kind of go better with like your physique and what's gonna pop more, as opposed to you just, well, that's a nice suit. It might be a nice suit on the next guy, but for you it might not be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know for me with fit, the shoulders are important. If you have a suit and the shoulders are off, it's dead.
True.
It's just not gonna work. You can't really, that's not something where you can take the arm pieces off. Also being tapered on the side to the cuffs. I know for me, specifically, my cuffs are about 6.5 inches on each side.
Gotcha.
So it sits right on the shoe perfectly.
Nice.
So the length has to be important as well. You don't want the length of your pants to be like a turtleneck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You see that a lot with cats that just want to just bypass that process, because of course the bride's gonna look beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't say I've been to a wedding where the bride didn't look stunning, but because if the groom's not on point, that means the groom's not on point.
Yeah.
And it's like you definitely want to make sure you talk to a professional instead of just going to like one of these stores and kind of just getting the cheapest possible suit.
Exactly.
Because it's gonna come out in the pictures. You're gonna look at it 20, 30 years from now, and you're gonna be disappointed. Especially if you got someone like this hosting your wedding.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy was, man.
I mean, I'm coming exceptionally dressed.
Yeah.
So
that's
what it is.
That's what it is. And so as far as Black History Month goes, tell us about some of your heroes.
Yeah, you know what? One of my heroes is one kind of I got put on to recently with Judas and the Black Messiah. And that's Fred Hampton. And, kind of his work spoke to me because I've been on a path trying to figure out my purpose. What am I passionate about?
Yeah.
What do I like? And to see a young man at 17, 18, 19 not only be committed to a passion, but just know his life's purpose.
Yeah.
And that purpose is serving others. I thought the movie was appropriately titled. And just the way he spoke and moved and really believed in what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, when the FBI is concerned about you, and not for, the terror you're instilling in the community, but the good, it doesn't get any better than that. So he's first,
I watched that movie too. It was definitely a powerful film, and it, like you said, the one thing that a lot of people overlook is that this cat was barely old enough to buy alcohol, you know. But like mindset wise, he was like 65, 70 years ahead of his age. Like he was just like, you know what? I'm seeing what's around me. I'm not feeling it, and I want to speak up on it. Because a lot of people, what they do is like, you know, they'll complain about a situation. They'll complain to the next person. He was like, nah, I'm complaining to who needs to hear it, and who could change it. And that's definitely powerful. But the age really, kills me, man. Like,
you know,
he has so much left to do. You know, so much left to do.
So much. One similar to him that, you know, a lot of people probably won't guess is Tupac.
True.
I'm a huge Tupac fan, and part of that is some of the same, you know, wisdom he would impart. You know, he would say like, man, there's grown men coming to me for advice.
Yeah.
And he showed you kind of like, it's okay to be on both sides of the spectrum where, you know, he makes a song, How Do You Want It? Or I Get Around, but at the same time, Dear Mama. It's kind of like, I'm just a man, you know what I mean? Trying to figure it out.
I'm human, and the thing is too, like, I think when you're like on that path, like more, well, in regards to Fred Hampton, when you're somebody who's on that path where you're trying to just be a revolutionary, people kind of just try to put you in one box, whereas we tend to forget that like we're humans and like we have like a bandwidth for certain things. Like I can't be on 10 from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. Like there's gonna be times where I gotta chill. And with Fred Hampton, he had a baby on the way. He also had to be a man to his woman. He had to be a son to his mother. He couldn't just be Fred Hampton to the people. And people don't understand that. And I think at least to like, you know, these figures just being misunderstood just because we tend to just box them in. Especially like with like MLK. Whenever you think of MLK, you just think of I Have a Dream. Like I Have a Dream was one thought that, you know, came into a speech, but like he was much deeper than just I have a dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's.
And big ups to the ladies too, Rosa Parks. You know, I've always admired, like, now being a little older, I realized, man, she just had like that sister swag. Like, I ain't getting up, I'm tired. And you know when you get that from, like, a woman where she like, Nick,
I'm
like,
tired,
I'm
man.
done. Like, or like, yo, let me tell you something. So like she brought that to the movement. And a lot of times, you know, we see the guys at the forefront, and the sisters were doing important work too.
Very important work. I mean, even in every organization, whether it was like MLK, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Panthers, every one of those organizations wouldn't have been possible without like the women that were like either at the forefront or the background. So Rose is definitely one of mine as well. As far as ways of reaching you, how can the people get in touch with you?
You know, people can DM me if you got Instagram. That's fine. I got a link on there as well if you want to book a consultation. I have my business card when I see people in person, so you know, I'm very responsive. So feel free to reach out to me, you know, through any of those means.
And lastly, what are a few tips you give to aspiring entrepreneurs and kind of like the lifestyle field, or just in general?
I think number one, be realistic about your goals. You know, I mentioned a couple goals I set this year was to travel at least quarterly to host.
Gotcha.
And so far I've got 3 bookings, one in Mexico, Houston, Delaware. So I didn't set myself up for failure. I stayed reasonable. And I think also, you know, just put in the work, right? So personally this month, I think within the last week, I've DM'd 50 people who don't follow me, who I may follow, and saying like, hey, these are my services. If you need somebody to host or style, whatever. So, you know, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
True.
And do that, and be confident, but also don't compare yourself. Because sometimes I'm like, man, you know, this person has this amount of following, or this person, you know, seems to really be getting the crowd going. Like, how can I gain people's attention like that? And you got to realize people been putting in the work, right?
Yeah, they've been putting in the work.
barely, less than a year.
Yeah.
And I'm comparing myself to people who've been on.
That's what I mean. Progress-wise, because I've seen it from when you started to where you're at now, and like your trajectory is definitely there. You just you owe it to yourself to stay consistent. And like what I kind of tell a lot of folks, something that was told to me, your lack of consistency is an insult to the people who believe in you. When someone told me that bar, like on days where like, you don't feel like posting or you don't feel like reaching out to people via the DM, like it's like there's people out there. Cause that were like, yo, I see him going here, but I can't force him to drink even if I'm the one leading him to the pond. So and like we live in like a world where we're so focused on hate. Like you might post a video on like a YouTube, and me as a YouTuber, I can tell you this. You might post a video on YouTube, it gets like 200 likes. What really your attention gravitates to is those 2 dislikes. Like, why they not messing with me? Like, what did I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, what I tell folks all the time is like, if you putting out positive energy and you positively changing lives, just think about those people whose lives you have changed for the better. They believe in you, and use that energy to keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying?
I love the way you put that, because I know for me, when I post or when I'm working on a project or something, as long as I'm comfortable with what I'm doing and I like it and it's good quality content, then the likes, reshares, or posts are just a bonus. True. I know the people out there who support me, so that's how I go.
And that's how you grow a following. You just stay consistent and do what you're comfortable with and excel at it. Be the best at it. So those are definitely some great gems. And we appreciate you partaking in the project this year.
Thank you.
I know you got a busy schedule,
for sure.
So appreciate you pulling up.
Yes, sir, my guy.
We'll definitely do some more work in the future.